day, everyone. This is Pilot Needles, and welcome to DDO Players News, where we take a look at lasers at DDO and on the tabletop. And please welcome my co-host from Ravenloft, Draculata.
Hey now, everybody. How's it going?
Hello there. Has the mist frozen over Ravenloft yet?
Yes, I don't know who in the hell pissed off the elementals, but stop it. Say you're sorry, undo whatever you did so the elementals will quit making it cold. I'm over it. Over it.
I take it that it has been a little chilly for you then.
It's been stupid chilly. It's been snowing. So it's either somebody pissed off some elementals or there is a Wendigo out there that is grilling on the magic grill again. Not sure which it is. But either way, stop it.
Right. Well, the windy goes and the windy comes. Let's head to our year in review.
Yes, it's that time. Can you believe that? Because we're in a new year. And guess what? This year sucks just as bad as 2021 did. But that's besides the point. We'll move on. Yes, DDO year in review. We do this every time about this year. Sometimes we do it in December. Sometimes we do it in January. It just depends. This year it's in January, so you're welcome. As we always do this, we just look back at the year in DDO, the game that the podcast is about. Kind of.
Allegedly?
Allegedly. We started all DDO, and then this podcast is weird. By now, everybody knows this podcast is weird, and we are what we are, and somehow it works, and somehow we have listeners. So thanks for listening to this weird podcast. So DDO, the year in review. Shockingly, as I was getting show notes ready for this, we only had 4 updates in 2021.
Okay.
That is kind of crazy. So we'll just start at the very beginning. April the 21st was the first update of the year, and that was update 49, entitled Peril of the Planar Eyes. That included the Peril of the Planar Eyes, say that a couple times fast, Adventure Pack that gave us 4 new quests. They were Heroic 12 and Epic 32. They were an Elements of Chaos, I Know Who Done It. I like that title. Seizing the Dawn and Beautiful Nightmares. That's pretty much my life. A beautiful nightmare. That's my life. Anyway, I digress again. It's fine. So what did we think of update 49? Peril of the Planar Eyes.
I really don't remember all that much from it.
That's what I was about to say. It's been so long since we ran these quests, I don't remember it.
Yeah. They're level 12 quests, which is probably a level range, which I don't do all that much often anyway, so I haven't had a chance to do them over again after our initial run-through of it.
I think I do remember Beautiful Nightmares. I think that was my favorite out of the group, but once again, I don't remember this too well. I Know Who Done It was annoying as all get out, if I remember.
Well, with a name like that, it sounds like there were beholders involved.
I don't remember. I just think it was super. I don't remember Seizing the Dawn at all, so it's been too long. But overall, seems like I thought this was an okay adventure pack. Wasn't anything earth-shattering, in that aspect, but it was okay. So then we moved over into update 50, which was Sinister Secrets of Saltmarsh. That was released Wednesday, August the 4th of 21. Of course, this was DDO's first mini expansion. Lotro has had mini expansions. This was the first time they did it in DDO, and that brought a little bit of controversy and some, no pun intended here, but some salt in the forums about that.
Some salt in the forums.
The forums turned a little salty over the mini expansion won't go into all that, but you got 4 new quests. You got 6 walk-up dungeons. It was 3 heroic, 32 for your level range. Haunting of Saltmarsh, Under the Cover of Darkness, Danger at Dunwater, The Final Enemy, then Swim at Your Own Risk, Back to Basics, What Sleeps Below, The Hijacked Hall, Rest for the Night, and down you go. So that was the Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh. Also in the update, we did have the Horizon Walker enhancement, had the Radiant Servant and Shader Kai enhancement adjustments, and of course we had some new named items, as we always do with big packs like this. And then the big thing out of this update, besides Saltmarsh, was the epic crafting scroll seal shard system overhaul. So we'll start with Saltmarsh. Of course, it's a classic pack, so this is the classic pack that we got for the year. One of my favorite modules. Back from the old pen and paper days. I ran through this a lot with a group I started playing with, so I have fond memories of Saltmarsh. So what do we think of how they DDO-ified Saltmarsh?
Oh, that went very, very, very well. It, I, I have some memories of the first module for that because of some builds that I had done in Minecraft related to it.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I remember right, you never actually ran Saltmarsh in pen and paper.
Right.
That's what I thought. So you were mainly just familiar with it from your Minecraft stuff that you did, which was pretty amazing, by the way, that what you did with it in Minecraft. But, you and Minecraft, go figure.
Anyway, so I did some stuff in Minecraft on there, and so I did have some ideas of what was in that first module, the ship and the haunted house in there, and they brought those to, well, I guess life, shall we say, quite well on there. I thought that was a very, very nice pair of dungeons in there, and I think I liked all the 4 official quests. I think I liked all of those. I'm not too sure about what was it? The Swim at Your Own Risk. I might have some questionable things about that, but that's another matter. But the quests themselves, I really like.
Yeah, like once again, I've said this on the show several times. They know how to take a classic pack and do it well. At least in my opinion, so far, the classic packs they have moved into the game, they have done well with. And I think Saltmarsh was no different. We still need to actually jump back in and finish Saltmarsh. I have ran all of it. Don't remember any of it. Because it was a Zerg Fest, so the only thing I remember is the ones that we actually did, and I think we have like 3 main quests left, and then all the walk-ups, I think.
Well, let's see.
Once again, it's been a long time since the last time we played.
I'm trying to remember which is the last one, because I thought we did the ship together, didn't we?
That was the last one that we did, yes.
Right, so that means that leaves 2 main quests, right?
Okay.
Because they have to do Danger at Dunwater and
then the final enemy, yeah, then the walk-up. So we will go back through that. So overall, I'd give it a thumbs up for what I've actually done and enjoyed. Like I said, I ran all the quests, but don't remember much about the ones that I didn't do with you because Zerg. Then as far as the rest, did you play with Horizon Walker enhancements at all? I'm going to just state for the record right now, I did not play with those yet. That is something I want to do.
Oh, that's right. I was trying to remember what the Horizon Walker was because it's fit. But now remember, it had something to do with archery, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so I did play with that a little bit. I just had completely forgotten about what it was and all.
Yeah, I have a character that I did create to use this with, but I just haven't done anything with it. So hopefully, from what I have seen on the forums and from what I've heard talking to other people, I think the Horizon Walker enhancements went well. Seems like everybody was pretty happy with it. There was a few things, but I think they fixed a couple things that people were really concerned about. So I think overall that went well. Radiant Servant enhancement updates. No idea. Don't play Radiant Servants. Don't play Clerics. So couldn't tell you one little bit about it. The Shade Archive enhancements. I have 2 Shade Archives. Have not checked out the enhancements at all. Again, something on my list. Would like to do that. I enjoy playing my Shade Archives. Haven't played them in forever, but I do enjoy playing my Shade Archive. And I don't think you have any Shade Archives, do you?
No.
Okay, I didn't think you did. Then as far as the Epic Crafting overhaul, have not messed with it yet because I haven't really got that far up into Epics to actually take advantage of that. But then once again, I think overall this was received pretty positive from what I remember hearing and seeing. So I think overall, pretty much thumbs up for Update 50.
Yeah.
Then we have the big one. This was Wednesday, November the 3rd. We had Update 51 entitled A New Destiny. And why was it called A New Destiny, you might ask? It's because this was the Epic Destiny update. It changed everything about Epic Destinies. The major thing that it did, Epic Destinies are now free to all players, so that is a good thing. They updated and rebalanced Epic Destinies, changed the whole kit and caboodle. So forget what you knew about Epic Destinies. It's all different now thanks to Update 51.
It's very easy for me to forget what I knew before about Epic Destinies.
That's what I was going to say. It's kind of interesting that I'm the only one that has really done anything with that. Because if I remember right, you only had one character that ever made it into epic levels, and then you reincarnated because we were going to do something. I forgot what we were going to do. So
that's when we started the characters where we reincarnated our name character.
That's what it was. Okay, yes. So I just find it interesting that is like the only time you have ever actually reached epics. We're going to have to try to change that, hopefully. So we can play with that a little bit. But as I said, it was mixed reviews on it, but they have been tweaking it and they're still tweaking it. So overall, I think people are pretty happy about it. I know just from what little I played with it and tweaked some of my epic characters. I like it. I was just starting to learn the other system, so now I'm having to learn a new system. But I guess that's kind of good because I wasn't really invested in the original system, so I think that's good overall. But once again, I think this was a pretty decent update. I know Epics. People have been wanting some changes to Epics for a long time, so I think this was a pretty well. After they tweaked some stuff, I know at first there was some outcry and stuff about some things, but like I said, they've been tweaking it and they're still tweaking it. So, but that was a major overhaul they did, though. So, good on them for actually even attempting it, because I'm pretty sure that was probably scary for them to even attempt to overhaul the Epic Destiny system.
Most likely.
But overall, I think this was a decent update. And like I said, I want to play with it more. I've got a couple characters that are in Epics and one that will be in Epics after a while. So we'll see how it goes. And hopefully we'll get Pine Leaf there so Pine Leaf can enjoy some Epic play as well. Then our final update was in December. It was on December the 9th, to be exact. Update 52 came along. It was called the Portent of Dread. We got a new free quest called the Dead Sea Scrolls. And, of course...
Dread Sea Scrolls.
I'm sorry, the Dread Sea. Sorry, I always do that because I think I'm Dead Sea. But yes, it's a play on words, and I always mess it up. I say dead every time. Yes, Dread
Well, you're
Sea
a vampire,
Scrolls.
that's
well,
why.
Exactly. Dead, undead. It's, what are you going to do? Of course, this is leading up to what is to come, i.e., the Isle of Dread. So the quest kind of opens that up. I don't know, I haven't ran this yet. So I'm looking forward to running this because I want to see exactly how they're going to kind of open up Isle of Dread for us. Also in this update, the 2021 incarnation of Festival. Yay, Festival. 2021 was here. It is now over, so sorry about that. Lots of bug fixes in this, new augments and some new Reaper bonuses as well. And of course, we got some new named items as well. I can't speak to any of this because I did not play any of this. Didn't do anything with Festival this year. Don't even recall if I even got a coin drop because I only played like once in December, if I can recall. So yeah. Did you run this quest yet?
I have not run this quest. This came out, let's see, when I pretty much have been doing Gundabad.
Oh, over in Lotro.
Over in Lotro, and so I've been doing lots and lots of stuff in Gundabad, which means the DDO has not exactly been top of my mind.
Gotcha. Exactly. Let's see. I'm looking it up because I don't remember. This is level 6 and 32 then on Epic. So it's Heroic 6, Epic 32 for the level range on the quest. This is something I guess we're going to have to run so we can see this. I just figured
you could do it right after Saltmarsh.
Sure. Why not?
Because right? You said it was right after it level-wise.
Yep. And that'll work. So that's the plan. Then there you go. We have a plan, folks. So yeah, I can't speak to this at all. I know I've heard kind of mixed reviews on the quest. I did hear it's going to be a Pinely friendly quest because there's a lot of puzzles in it. So it's going to be all you all the time.
Okay, so you mean that you want to make sure that I'm along when you do it?
Indeed, because everybody knows that's how I do puzzles. We get to them and I go, okay, you're up, and then I go get a beer. That's just how we do it. And then Pinely solves the puzzle, and then we move on to the next part. So there you go. So that's it. That's actually all the updates, which is kind of strange. It seems like we usually get a little more than that, but that was actually, I give Standing Stone credit for what they accomplished in 2021 with everything that was going on and everybody working from home. The big thing, I think they managed to get a mini expansion out. They got Saltmarsh, which was the mini expansion, which is the classic pack out. And they did the Epic Destiny update all while working from home. So good on SSG for doing all of that from home, because the world is a crazy place and it's still a crazy place. But there you have it.
It's a mad world.
Yes, exactly. If we wouldn't get copyrighted, I would put that song in here, but that would be a copyright strike, so we won't do that. Just pretend. Close your eyes and pretend. That song is playing right now.
So okay, we'll just have to wait for the giant W to show up then.
There you go. See, there you go.
Okay.
All right. So, as we always do with this, now that we've kind of talked about the year in DDO, we're going to go through and just give our answers on a couple questions. Which update was the best update of 2021?
Well, considering that my answers from the previous one, I think that's going to be pretty obvious.
Same with me, because we matched.
Right, yeah. Obviously, Saltmarsh.
Yep, indeed. Update 50, Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh. Once again, I said it earlier, I think they do classic packs well in DDO, and this was no exception. So I can honestly say, my honest opinion, best update of the year had to be Saltmarsh. Is there anything else you want to add about Saltmarsh and why you think it was the best update?
Well, let's see. No, I have a feeling that it's going to be based on putting down the rest of them because I think I said I did wasn't exactly don't remember all that well the dungeons from other than having some nice puns in the titles. I don't remember much from the dungeons.
Right. And to be fair, that was a long time ago. That was like April 21st is when that one was released. So that was a long time ago for Planar Eyes. So yeah.
Yeah, but if it's a quest that grabbed me, I think I would have either A, remembered it, or B,
Right. And it's going to be
would have played it again, one or the other.
And it's going to be hard to top a classic pack.
Yeah.
Unless they totally screwed it up somehow, it's going to be hard to top a classic pack.
And besides, I was really anticipating Saltmarsh for when it came out and the likes, simply
Indeed.
because of my associations with it from that Minecraft and things like that.
Indeed, I agree 100% with you. Okay, what was the best non-raid / quest thing that was added to DDO in 2021? So this is going to include everything other than like quest and our raids that were added. So you can pick anything other than those.
Yeah, there isn't really all that much other than that added in here, because the only thing I did do the Horizon Walker, and I think I remember enjoying it when I tried it out, but I can't remember the details of it, but I think I was having some fun with that to it. And the rest of them are things like Epic Destinies, which I don't use.
Right. And yeah, that is my answer. I think the Epic Destiny update was the best non-raid quest thing added. So, like I said, hopefully this might be the year that, hopefully, knock on fake wood that's in front of me, we actually get to play like weekly like we're supposed to. It's all my fault that we don't, and wait till later on more on that. But yeah. So yeah, I think the Epic Destiny update definitely. So looking forward to this year. I know this year just started, and we don't really know a lot of what's coming in 2022.
I'm trying to remember, what was in the producer's letter?
We have not had a producer's yet.
We haven't had the first quarter producer's letter yet?
Nope.
Okay, because I thought it was going to be like the other game where they had a producer's letter for the first quarter right at the end of the year.
Yep, nope. Which I figured too, since I seen Lotro got one. I thought, ooh, we're going to get one. Nope, we did not.
Oh, okay. Because I don't know anything that's happening this year other than Isle of Dread.
That's really, to be honest, that's about the only thing that we actually do know that's coming is Isle of Dread.
Okay, but dinosaurs, right?
Exactly, dinosaurs. Come on. Like, Isle of Dread is the obvious answer here. Unless they announce something spectacular that's coming, like more Ravenloft. Hint, hint. SSG, give us more Ravenloft.
Well, that's unlikely considering that the Isle of Dread is going to be there.
True. Yes, and
for this year, right?
Yeah, and Isle of Dread is going to be an expansion as well. We do know that. So, other than that, everything else they talked about is just pie in the sky stuff they would like to do. So, we'll know more whenever we get a producer's letter soon, hopefully, so we can talk about that on the show. But yeah, definitely, I agree. So we matched again. Isle of Dread. So there you go. That is our little look at DDO 2021 and the year that was. Anything else you want to add to wrap up DDO in 2021?
So long, 2021. Goodbye. Good riddance.
Yeah, exactly. Good riddance. 2022, you suck as well, but
hold on. It's less than a week old. It has some time to mature to hopefully something nicer than the last 2 years.
It can't get any worse than the last 6 days, so we'll see. Okay, so this is the fun part when we found out how bad I suck and how amazing Pine Leaf is. So it's our gaming goals. Yay! So how did we do from last year? We'll start with me. My goal was blah, 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 blah. Make up something I won't ever do over the next year. Hey, I didn't do whatever the blah, blah, blah was. So there you go. Okay. There you go. I failed. You're welcome. All right. Pine Leaf. You, sir, always set yourself up with some mighty, mighty lofty goals. So we'll go line by line with this. create a new character in DDO, and have fun with it. No videos for that character.
Right, because that was so be different from any of my video ones or anything like that. So I created an artificer and had a bit of fun with it, learned a few things with it, and I think I got to level 8, which is
Okay.
level 8 seems to be about. I think this is the way it even was with pen and paper on it. Level 8 seemed to be just the part where sometimes things stop being fun sometimes on that. Of course, you got Ravenloft at level 10, so DDO can push it past that point on some of them. But level 8, I'd say I never really was fond of level 8 and 9 in DDO. It's
Yeah, I kind of agree. 8 and 9 is that weird, like, no really great quest to do. I mean, there's a few
yeah.
fun things I like to do at 8 and 9, but that's kind of the weird levels. I
Yeah.
agree there.
And that probably explains why that's where I came to a stop.
Okay, well, at least, but you did get your goal, so check
Yeah.
mark number 1.
Okay.
And then your next goal was a 10 by 10 in Command and Colors.
Right. That means to play all 10 Commands and Colors game at least 10 times during the course of the year.
And I'll be honest and say there's 10 Command and Colors games. Okay, who knew?
Yeah.
I had no idea
Do
there
you
was that
even know
many.
do you even know what Commands and Colors is?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I've never actually played it. I've seen it played. I know there's always Command and Color games at Gen Con, so I walk by and I see people playing it all the time, but I've just never actually played it myself. But I had no idea there was 10 different versions of it. So, okay.
Yeah, they cover all different eras in case of because there's one for ancients, there's one for medieval. What we had is at the beginning of January last year, so right about this time last year is when they released Samurai Battles, which was actually a second edition of one that was done by another company. And so they did a lot of cleanup on it. And it went down from one that was a side one that almost no one ever heard of to a bestseller for GMT last year. So
Oh, okay. Nice.
yeah, that was very good. Then they have one for Tricorn, which is the American Revolution. And after that, you have Napoleonics, followed by Battle Cry, which is the American Civil War, the Great War, which you can guess which that covers.
I was just going to say if Battle Cry was not the Civil War, I was going to say they totally messed up. But
Then Memoir 44, which is World War II, of course.
mm-hmm.
Red Alert, which is space battles.
Weird, but okay.
And then Battle Lore, which is fantasy. In this case, Battle Lore Second Edition, which is set in the Terranoth universe.
Oh, okay. Okay. Nice.
Okay, so yeah, so played each of those at least 10 times over the course of the year. And yes, I did complete that.
Okay. So check number 2. And then you had 10 by 10 in other games.
Right, so I had to play at least 10 other games, also at least 10 times each during the course of the year, and I managed that. Yeah, let's see, which I have what those 10 games.
And so I was going to say, can you remember what the other 10 games were?
Oh, okay, here we go. Let's see. Castles of Burgundy, the dice game. Welcome to Charterstone. So I played the complete Charterstone campaign.
10 times?
No, the campaign. No, the campaign.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah. There are 12 games within the campaign. So in order to complete the campaign, you will have to.
Got you. I was going to say, God, tell me you didn't play the Charterstone campaign 10 times. Oh my God, you're a crazy man if you did. Okay.
Oh.
That makes sense.
Okay. Now that you mention things, though, I got the digital edition of that also. So I played the physical version. The campaign I did play the campaign 5 times on the digital version last year also.
You are a madman.
Yeah. And that way I've played it at least one from each of the 6 charters.
Okay.
Encore, which is a small dice game, is a roll and write dice game, so that's sort of a small thing compared to Charterstone, obviously. Railroad Inc. Challenge, Role Player, Cartographers, Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. Actually, I played through the entire Jaws of the Lion campaign. That's pretty clever. And Eon's End, The New Age.
Okay.
So those are the 10 other games I played over the course of the
So check again,
year.
which
Okay.
which again, nobody's surprised. Completed the main campaign for Jaws of the Lion. You kind of spoiled that one, but
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I forgot. Yes, that was the next one.
yep. So check again,
All right.
and then complete Dragon Staff of Maladoria.
Yeah.
Guess I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah. Now this was a fantasy RPG campaign on a calendar.
Oh, okay. I was going to
Yeah.
ask what the heck is this, but it's the
Yeah.
calendar. Gotcha.
All right. Everything was going all nice and well into July, and then in early July, there was this case where we came to. What happened is I was told, "All right, you are to go and do such and such quest outside of the city." So I leave the city. I get a rest point there. I then go in there, do these tough encounters in there, get back to the city where the city is on fire and I had to fight things all over into there. And says, "Oh, now head over to back to your home city, escort this person. Oh yes, and you're not allowed to rest. You're too much of a hurry."
Oh,
So I
good
get back over
grief.
there, not allowed to rest over there, come into a couple of more caves and other nasty encounters, and I get Bob beaten, bruised, battered, back to the city, turn him back in and says, "Okay, now the king said or Baron, whatever he was, he says, "Okay, now do this." And oh yeah, you're not allowed to have time to rest. And at that point I just threw up my hands and says, "No, I am done with this game." Because it is so illogical that you would go out to a trip to another city. Okay, you'll go out, go into this expedition, come back, do some battles to save a city, and then return back to that other city, and then go out immediately afterwards without resting a single time in that area.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's crazy.
Yeah. So I said no, it's not worth it. I just said, okay, I'm done with this. I don't care if I fail the stupid challenge. I am done with this.
Well, I mean, you made it till July,
Yeah,
so okay.
half done. Yes.
I was gonna say we'll give you a half check for that because I mean you did make it through, but I probably would have rage quit too because that's stupid.
Yeah, that just got happy. I don't. I guess I should have known something like that would happen with a calendar because it's going to be with a calendar RPG is by definition going to be railroaded.
Right. I mean, you would almost have to do something
Yeah,
like that, but it's
there's no
like
other way to write it.
you would seem like you would make it a little easier than that, though. That's just a little extreme, but
Yeah.
okay.
Anyway, so
All right. Well, so sorry for that. And then your final one was to play the saga scenarios for the Lord of the Rings, the card game.
all right. I tried The Hobbit, failed miserably at that. Then I decided, all right, well, The Hobbit's not technically part of the saga, so maybe I should just go directly to the Shadow Risers or whatever they call the first section in there. And I don't know. I think I just don't have the knack for this game. And it's a game because it's related to Lord of the Rings and all that. You want to like it. I think that the only way to have any hope of in this thing is to have this huge collection, know everything you can know about building a powerful deck and stuff like that. Then maybe you're able to do it. But I don't. Yeah, I don't think I got past two. I think I got two quests done. I think I did one from The Hobbit and one from this one here, and I said, no, this is not the game for me.
Yeah, I have only played the physical game. I actually own it. I played it. Well, let me rephrase this. I've attempted to play it twice and I just don't get it. I have the digital version. I have it both on the Xbox One and I have it on the PC. Tried it on both. Still don't get it. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I think that pretty much supposed to do it is the system just doesn't quite grab me.
Right,
And
I agree.
so I decided to put that aside.
Okay, so you managed to do everything but two of your goals. One of them you completed halfway through, and then Lord of the Rings, you were like, "Nah, I'm out."
Nah. So that's 4.5 out of 6.
Okay, well that's not bad. I will give you a solid A minus easily for that. Easily. So good job on that, sir. As always, like I said, we all knew you were going to complete almost all of them because you always do. So this year, 2022,
All right.
what have you set yourself up for?
All right. Now, I signed up for 3 challenges on Board Game Geek. One of them is it's another 10 by 10, but this is a 10 by 10 involving campaign and scenario based games. So the idea is to also make progress in them. For example, one of the games is Commands and Colors Ancients that I'm trying for. With Commands and Colors Ancients, my goal is to complete all 21 scenarios that are in expansion 1. And for another game I put in there, that list is Gloomhaven. So obviously there are a lot more than 10 scenarios in Gloomhaven. So I'm hoping to at least get half of that campaign done.
Okay. And that's the original Gloomhaven, correct?
Yeah, that's the original
Okay.
Gloomhaven.
All right.
I'm
I just
hoping
wanted to clarify
to
that.
get through a significant amount of that done before Frosthaven comes out.
Right. Right. Exactly. Well, maybe it depends when that actually releases, but we'll see.
Well, yes, because they're still trying to get stuff.
Yeah, the last Kickstarter update for that was like, oh, okay, so yeah, it's going to be a while.
Yeah, it's going to be a while because I think they're just getting through. Oh, that's right, because I think that's the one that they are supposed to, where the printer is now working on the preliminary proofs or something like that, which they hope to
Yes.
get them back just before the Chinese New Year, so
Yes,
that they'll
that
be
I do
able to
believe
spend the
that. I know.
Chinese New Year
Yes.
going over that and at least make progress during the time.
Yeah, correct.
So actually, that's probably further up ahead than some other.
Yeah, it's faring fairly well versus a couple of my other Kickstarters that I just got some really bad news on. So yeah.
So I think I have several Kickstarters right now that are just arriving in the U.S., and I suspect that in the next couple of months I'm going to be getting a lot of Kickstarter items. Especially,
Indeed.
I'm hoping at least, especially Legacy of Gravehold, because I put Legacy of Gravehold as one of my 10 by 10 games.
Oh, well, let's hope you get that in
I hope
time
that one
then.
gets in there. So, but anyway, so I have 10 games in there for this 10 by 10. They're all going to be in some way either campaigns or in some other way involving scenarios. And
Okay. All
that's
right.
the idea on that. All right. The second one of these challenges I signed up for on Board Game Geek is to increase your H level. Now you say, what is an H level?
That was going to be my exact words.
Yes. And H-low is if you list the number of times you played each of your games in order from top to bottom,
Okay.
then your H level is, in other words, at the top, your number one game is the one that you played the most. The H level is the last point in that list where your number of plays for the game is equal to or higher than the place number.
Okay.
So for example, my H level currently is currently 20. Now, at my 20th ranked game at 20 plays is the Lord of the Rings the card game. And based on what I've said earlier, you know that is not increasing at all.
Right. Okay.
So I am going to need 6 games to get past that in order
Right.
to raise
So
my.
you actually have a shot at raising it. Gotcha.
So I have a shot right now. My goal this year is to get up to 25. Now,
Okay.
I've got 12 games that are at 25 or higher. A couple of them, like Role Player, I need 2 more in order to get up to 25. So that's not going to be too much of a problem. CNC Ancients, in order to finish up my other goal, I'm going to have to get that up to 25. I have to play a couple of rounds of Gloomhaven Jaws of the Lion. And I did start a second campaign of Jaws of the Lion, so continuing that campaign should get me the extra plays I need for that one. So I just need to get a few games up there, and I have a couple of games, though, I know that are definitely not going to get to 25. Like, my number 24 is Pandemic Legacy Season 1. I'm not replaying Season 1 of that because it's a legacy game. I don't have
Right.
effort. So I have to bring up some of them that are a little bit below that and see if I can get them up so I can have quite a number of games that are at 25 or higher. So that one's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Maybe I can get up to 22 or 23 at least. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
But right now, the official goal is 25. And let's see all right. And then what was oh, yes. I also signed up for a 52 games item. And this is the object here is for us to play 52 different games. And each of the 52 is based on a prompt that they give in. So there's a prompt associated with each one. So you have to find a game that works with that prompt in there. So you can't just select any 52 games that you want.
Oh,
Like for
gotcha. So,
example,
like, oh, I was gonna say, like, do you mean like games about fire or something like that?
right. Like here
Okay.
I think I have 5 prompts already completed because obviously the low-hanging fruit so far. Like play a game with variable goals.
Oh, got you. Okay, I see.
Right, I played Cartographers this year already, so therefore that's a game. So I'm noting that down, Cartographers, as being the one for that because that's a game with variable goals. And I also have play a game with royalty in it, and Charterstone mentions the Forever King, lots and lots and lots in there. So I decided to I started another Charterstone campaign.
You're a madman.
In fact, I think that second campaign is another one of my 10 by 10 ones. So I'm going to have to finish that campaign. And that's another one using a physical copy, not the digital version either. Here we go. Play a game related to a code word from the NATO phonetic alphabet. So it happens that Y in the NATO phonetic alphabet is Yankee, so I played Battlecry for that one.
Okay, makes
And
sense.
see, all right, here's one. Play a game with alliteration in its title. So I played Card Capture, which is a relatively quick game. So some of these are quick games, and some of these are, more complicated games. And then play a game using a drawing bag, and that was Role Player. So you can see those are the ones I've played so far, but I'm sure as I go along in the year and start to have fewer and fewer in there, because one of them is play a game that was recommended to you in 2022. So obviously, I don't know what this game is yet, right?
Well, yeah, because I mean, it would be kind of hard because I'm pretty sure nobody's recommended any games in the past 6 days. So yes.
Right. Yeah. And then once the game is recommended to me, then I have to go and get the game and then play the game. So that one's going to be one of the tougher ones to do. And there's also one that says play a game with a BBG rank consisting of 2 identical numbers, of at least consisting of 2 identical numbers. So that means having to find a game that has that, which I am willing to play. And of course, make sure I play it before its ranking change, because if its ranking changes, it no longer has 2 identical numbers. So I think it has to be at the time you play it when it has those
Got you.
identical numbers.
Okay. Okay.
So that means last time I checked, I think just before the end of last year, Lords of Waterdeep was 77. I think that was the only game I had that actually met that criteria.
Ooh, that is such a good game.
Yeah. So that is one of the. So I have to see if when I'm ready to play it, if it's still 77. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, so that's the challenge in there, is to play all 52 of these prompts. I suspect I'm going to be able to. I think I've managed to have assignments for 50 of them. So let's just see if I could play all 50 of those, and we'll see what happens with the other 2 prompts, if I could find games to go with them. And then so those are the 3 big challenges in there. Now, I did have 2 other subsidiary ones to go on its side. And that is, one of them is to get through at least half of the Gloomhaven campaign. The stretch goal, of course, would be do the whole thing, but
that's a big undertaking in and of itself too.
right.
So that
And
box
then,
still intimidates me.
yeah, Gloomhaven still is a bit intimidating. Yes,
It is.
I figured last year I got through Jaws of the Lion, so
Yeah, there you go.
maybe.
You'll do it. I'm sure you'll do it.
That's it. And I decided that the January hardcore season is not. I'm unlikely to do it. So I decided if there's another hardcore season later on this year, then reach level 10 on the hardcore server. We'll see how far I actually get.
Okay.
But the goal is 10.
It's a good goal.
All right.
Pretty doable. So, all right. So we'll see how you do. Maybe we'll check in at a halfway point and just kind of see how you're doing, because you set yourself up for some really tough ones this year. So we'll see what happens with your goals. Yeah, you really challenged yourself this year. I think I thought you challenged yourself last year, but this year you have challenged yourself, sir. So good luck.
We'll see how it goes. But you notice there is no calendar quest in here.
Yeah, I noticed that. I was gonna say what? No calendar game this year. And then yeah, I guess I'll throw mine in here. Yeah, what does it really matter? The life's a steaming pile of dog turds, so what does it matter? I don't have any goals. My goal is to survive the year. There's my goal. So
Is to survive the year.
yeah, it doesn't matter. So there you go. So there's my goal. Yeah, because life sucks. So okay. And that is the look at DDO in 2021. We're 50 minutes into the show, and we're just now getting to some game news. Yay!
Yes, let's look at the game news, where a bonus extension for free coupon and 15th anniversary. Ooh, what's happening for the 15th anniversary?
Well, I will remind you. Yeah, it could have been posted over on the forums today, as a matter of fact. We are giving people one last chance to redeem 2 of our best coupons now through January 13th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern, -5 GMT. Use the coupon code DDO QUESTS 2021 DDO Quest 2021. That code will get you all of the currently available adventure packs for the low price of free. So once again, DDO Quest 2021, you have until January 13th, 11:59 Eastern to use that code. Also, you can use the coupon code HAPPY, HAPPY 15 DDO, HAPPY 15 DDO, and that is going to get you the 15th anniversary gifts. We'll talk about that in a second if you forgot what those were. If you have already used either one of these coupon codes, they are not going to be redeemable again. Keep that in mind. It's one per account. So if you try to use them and they say they've been used or they say they're invalid, you have already used them. And if you need a little refresher course, the 15th anniversary gifts, you go into the store, you enter that code, HAPPY15DDO, and you are going to receive 2 free gifts. You're going to get a 15th anniversary token, and that token can be used to select a named raid item from certain raids for your character. Keep in mind that the 15th anniversary token, of course, is bound to your account, while all of the items received are bound to character. Make sure to redeem the coupon on the game world where you wish to receive the item. The raid item will turn into the raid item turn-in token is named Dungeons and Dragons Online 15th Anniversary Token. An apropos name. To use it, you go talk to the anniversary Jin at the entrance to the anniversary dungeon in House Fierlin, and he's going to offer you the raid items that you can pick from. Pick one, get it, you get a butter box, and there you go. Also, with that code, you will get a free 15th anniversary cosmetic cloak. The cloak is bound to account, and it's going to be delivered to every future character created on the account. So you get the 15th anniversary cloak, and you get the free raid item token with the anniversary code if you have not used it previously.
I suppose that if you log in and see that you have a cloak for that character, it probably means you've already used it.
Indeed.
And as for the quest, well, if you've got the quest, then
I mean, that's true too, but it wouldn't hurt to go in and try to do it. Because, yeah, if you did not use that quest code, do it. You have no reason not to. Even if you're VIP, do it. Get all the codes on your account. That way, if you ever drop down to premium, you're still going to have access to all of the quests because you have them flagged with that code. So do it if you haven't already.
Okay, and that's what's coming up on there. And let's see what's on the tabletop then. Gen Con 2022 update on badges, health protocols, and more.
Yay, we're talking about Gen Con already, and we're only 6 days
Already?
into the year. Who saw this coming? Yeah, Gen Con is scheduled for August the 4th through the 7th this year in beautiful downtown Indianapolis, of course, at the Indiana Convention Center, and back in Lucas Oil Stadium. Woohoo, back in Lucas. So, badge registration if you want to attend all the fun that is 4 days of Gen Con is going to open on Sunday, January the 30th. They did point out the convention is going to continue to operate in the hybrid format that they started last year. So there's going to be virtual Gen Con online events, also pop-up Gen Con in some gaming stores around the country. So whether you're going to join them in person in Indy, online from home, they hope you're going to be able to game with them somehow this summer. With that comes some health and safety information. Gen Con has this to say. After a successful return to an in-person convention in 2021, be it late in the year, we're excited to see even more of you this summer in Indy for Gen Con Indy 2022. Your health and safety does remain their top priority, and they are planning for this year's convention. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic requires that they continue to implement enhanced safety procedures to keep everyone as safe as possible. So with this, keep in mind these policies are subject to change due to the ever-shifting nature of the pandemic. They just don't have all the answers right now, but based on the best information available to them as of today, as of right now that you're hearing my voice when we recorded this on January 6th, this is what they're going to do. Gen Con Indy 2022, they are going to anticipate all in-person participants will have a full vaccine against COVID-19, and you will be required to prove as of such. So you're going to need vaccination requirements to prove to them you are vaxxed to attend Gen Con, and mask wearing will be required in all indoor spaces once again. So, key points. You need to be vaccinated. You need to have proof of vaccination. You need to wear your mask inside again at Gen Con. As of today, that's what they're stating. Once again, could all change. We'll talk about any future changes. So once again, badges go on sale January the 30th. Some other dates, January the 9th is event submission. Hotel registration is February the 13th. To get into that lottery, yay, Gen Con Hotel Lottery. Gen Con, yeah, it sucks. Gen Con online badge registration is May 8th. Gen Con Indie event ticket registration is May 15th. And pop-up Gen Con for the pop-up events is June 19th. Those are your dates that you need to know for Gen Con 2022. But yeah, Gen Con.
Let's then head over to some news from Wizards of the Coast, where apparently their president has decided or has been promoted, I guess, to Hasbro or something like that.
I guess it's a promotion. I mean, I would say Hasbro's a little bigger than WotC, so sure, it's a promotion. Yeah, they're kind of doing the old, okay, you're going to go over here and we'll figure out what we're going to do about over here later. Yeah, Wizards of the Coast President Chris Cox has been appointed the Chief Executive Officer of the parent company Hasbro. He will join the board of directors. Cox will take his new position starting February the 25th. He is going to replace the interim CEO, Rich Stoddard, who was appointed back in October. That was after the unexpected death of longtime Hasbro CEO Brian Goldner. Stoddard will stay with Hasbro. He is going to transition to chairman of the board. So Wizards of the Coast, President Chris Cox, moving to Hasbro. I can really. Hasbro is the people that make the gummies, so that's totally different. Yes, let's try this again. Chris Cox from WotC moving to Hasbro. Who's going to be Wizards of the Coast president? We don't know. They're going to announce that soon. My guess is they're trying to figure that out. So they just said in the coming weeks, the company will name the new president for Wizards of the Coast. So it's kind of interesting because Chris Cox has not been at Wizards very long, just a couple of years. But every year he's been president of WotC, sales have gone up. They've transitioned into the video game market, which is my guess why they wanted him at Hasbro. He has a strong video game background, and Hasbro has stated several times they want to get more of a footprint into the video game market. So I'm guessing that's why they're moving him over. Plus, he apparently knows what he's doing because he's done a good job at Wizards. So hopefully we get somebody as good at Wizards. So we'll see.
Now, on a side thing that reminds me of Wizards in some way is Richard Garfield, who's done a couple of things for Wizards of the Coast in the past, I believe.
Yeah, I might have heard of that guy once or twice, maybe.
Yes, apparently he has now a new game coming out from Alia called Dungeons, Dice, and Danger.
And this is right down your alley. I thought of you when Ravensburger sent me this press release. I was like, yeah, this has Pine Leaf written all over it. Yeah, Ravensburger, let's speak, it's okay, is going to release Dungeons, Dice, and Danger, which is a roll and write game, of course, designed, as you said, by Richard Garfield. This is going to hit stores March of 2022. In the game, players will make their way through a labyrinth and find the most efficient paths to the treasure. Players are going to need to roll well that counts me out, to make their way through the four realms. And I'm gonna suck at this game because RNG. The four realms you're gonna be making your way through, other than me: annoyed animals, defiant dinosaurs, puzzled pyramids, puzzles, I'm out, and clumsy cultist. Along the way, they will pop open treasure chests that contain special abilities that will help you run through the dungeons. This tongue-in-cheek game features a scalable difficulty as well as a solo mode. The game box is going to include 200 adventure sheets, 5 dice, 4 pencils, and of course, the ever important rules. 1 to 4 players can play, 12 and up, about 30 to 45 minutes game time, and you're looking at $24.99. So it is designed by Aaliyah and, of course, released by Ravensburger. So there you go. Sounds interesting. I'm not a huge roll and write fan, but I'll give it a shot.
Okay, then let's go and head into our weekend gaming.
Wah, wah. Yeah. Whatever. Just move on. You can see my previous life as a steaming pile of dog crap to understand. Yeah, no gaming for me.
Right. Well, as I said earlier, most of my gaming recently has been related to Gundabad, and I've done a few of those prompts I talked about earlier, as I mentioned in there. But what I've done this week, that I wasn't expecting to be done, was being prepared for something that's called the Interstellar Convergence.
I saw the game you were playing before the show, and I was like, oh my God, he's back on the crack pipe again.
Okay. Now, what inspired this, is you may be asking.
Exactly, because you have not played this game, which is EVE Online. This is the game we're talking about. You have not played this game in forever, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, Pine Leaf is back on EVE.
All right. The reason for this is starting next week, from the time we are recording this until the end of January, there is going to be a special crossover event where we are going to be running into things like Daleks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yes.
You have my attention.
Yes. And in fact, this was announced simultaneously both on the EVE YouTube channel and at the same time on the Doctor Who official YouTube channel. Because
makes
crossover
sense.
Because the Doctor is going to, either we are going to be visiting someplace where the Doctor is, or the Doctor is going to be visiting us apparently it involves wormholes, which I guess should be no huge shock and all that stuff. Which is wormholes are nothing new in Eve. So,
And I'm assuming current Doctor.
well, I'm not completely sure what's going to be happening on that front because
Okay,
there
because
aren't
we
too
are.
many details yet. But I guess I'll know next week.
Yeah, well, that'll be interesting to see if it's current Doctor or one of the previous Doctors, because they haven't announced who the new Doctor is going to be. Because we are getting a new Doctor, so it's timey wimey and confusing.
Yeah, it's always timey wimey. But anyway, so I was getting reintroduced to Eve and going through the tutorials so that I could remember how in the world do you play this game. And I found out that in the intervening 10 years that the user interface has completely changed. And they had a major graphics overhaul too since the time because the graphics used to be rather more appropriate, I think, for 20 years instead of 10 years ago. So at some point in there, they did have a major overhaul. And I think I heard about the overhaul being done, but I had no idea how much of a graphics upgrade they had done on the thing. So I'm still trying to learn how you do the interface. Since I'm going through all the learning missions again, so I can understand what we need to do in order to get going in there, and maybe I will be able to survive long enough to hear the word exterminate before I'm blasted by a Dalek.
I hope so, because that would be pretty amazing, actually.
What, to be killed by a Dalek?
Yeah, I would, and to hear the word exterminate before you get killed.
Oh yeah, and hear the word
Yeah.
exterminate.
Exactly. And then you're like, well, look at that, I'm dead. That was fun.
And I know Daleks are involved because there was a Dalek voice in saying exterminate in the trailer for the event.
Excellent.
But anyway, and that is what I did this week. We currently have 14 supporters on Patreon. I feel like to help support the DDO players, you can go to the donations page. You can support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money would be used for our podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. We did not receive any emails this week. If you'd like to send us one, you can send it to podcast@ddoplayers.com. We also have Twitter. The Players Alliance @Players Ally, DDO Players @DDO Players, Dracula @Dracula_Sim2, and Pineleaf @Pine Needles. The Players Alliance has 2 shows. On Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. US Eastern Time, we have Loach Players News, and we have DDO Players News whenever Drac is available for it.
Exactly, which we're going to talk about here in a second.
You can join us for our shows at ddoplayers.com/live. And unless Drac has something to say, that is all for tonight. And this is Pine Needles reminding you to quest responsibly.
Okay, why we are done with the show, let's talk about the show. It's been sporadic is the nicest way I can say it. Yeah, and I apologize for that. That is totally my fault. And it's going to probably remain that way for a while. So I am asking everybody that's listening what you would like us to do. I know for sure every 4th week there is going to be a conflict to where we're not going to be able to record on Wednesdays. So I'm going to let the audience choose what you would like us to do. Would you like us just to record the episode on the next day, which would be Thursday, which is when we normally play, normally play, or would you just like us to skip that week? So normally what we do is we record on Thursday, but I thought let's make it different this year in 2022. Let's ping the audience for their opinion. So what do you guys think? Every 4th week, would you like to see just no podcast every 4th week, or would you like us to keep a podcast and just record on Thursday and not do our gameplay?
Let's face it, Drac. If we had a podcast on 3 out of the 4 of the weeks of...
It would be a Christmas miracle?
It'll be more than we had last year.
True. Yeah, and again, it's freaking my fault. See previous comments in the show, Steven pile of dog crap. That's my life. Google it, you'll see my life. That's Steaming Pile of Dog Crap, me, my life. There you go. So yeah, so let me know, either comment over on the post on the site for this episode, over on YouTube. Shoot me an email, drac@ddoplayers.com. What would you like to see? Once again, I apologize. The next 2 weeks are going to be weird, so we got to figure out what we're going to do with the show, because I'm not going to be available on Wednesdays for the next 2 weeks. So we'll see what we're going to do with that, but we'll see what you guys want. But once again, all of the weirdness with the show, lack of shows, lateness of shows, it's all me. And I apologize. I was hoping it would be better, but it's not getting better, and I don't foresee it to be better for a while. So I apologize. But you let me know what you would like us to do on weeks that we can't record on Wednesday. Do you want us to skip the shows, or do you want us to try to record on Thursday? Hopefully we'll be able to do that. But like Pine said, it hasn't worked out too well. But I'm leaving it up to you guys. You guys are fans of the show. You've stuck with us. You've stuck to all of the crap that I have put the poor audience through with weird schedules of the shows. So it's up to you guys. Let me know. drac@ddoplayers.com. Comment YouTube. Comment over on the site. Thanks.
Good night.